I'm back into the game, 40-34. We lost the game. It was a game, honestly, that we didn't have any business playing as well as we did. That was a good game. That was fun. It lost. It's like getting kicked in the dick. Purdy got hurt. Before that, Purdy threw 2 interceptions, 2 bad balls. Pretty much looked like both of them were his fault. It wasn't like anybody ran the wrong route or anybody got hit or anything like that. Just Purdy threw a ball. It is what it is. They talked, I believe, at halftime about like what the 49ers are going to do. A lot of people think that Purdy's going to get an extension. They're saying it's not really like locked up in the books. I know we're supposed to be just talking about the Lions game here, but there's no way in the world that the 49ers are not going to give Brock Purdy as much money as he wants. If he wants to be the number 1 paid quarterback in the league, you don't let a guy like that leave to bring Sam Bradford back. You don't do that to bring Kirk Cousins in. If they wanted Kirk Cousins, they could have had Kirk Cousins 5-6 years ago from the Redskins. We don't need a washed up Kirk Cousins who couldn't play in Atlanta this year. The guy's gonna lose his job to Phoenix, Penix, something like that. The kid from Washington that I watched yesterday in the game against Washington. Man, they played with a lot of energy. They played with a lot of heart. Guys like George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, you could tell that there was guys on that field that did not want to lose, that didn't want this way to go down. The 49ers have 10 losses on the year. I understand, Christian McCaffrey didn't play the first half of the season. He's not finishing the season. Brandon Ayuk, he comes in right before the start of the season. He didn't really do anything in the off-season work or preseason games. Gets a big contract. He has a lot of eyes on him. He gets hurt. Defensive line spent a majority of the year hurt. Offensive line was banged up. Purdy missed a game or two. But I don't know. We've always found a way to bounce back in years past. And this is just a bad year. It looks like we're going to get a draft pick somewhere in like the 12s. And it sucks. But we had a really, really good game today. Bears game, we beat the shit out of the Bears. That was a fun game to watch. I knew right there at that moment, I think I said this might be the last good feeling of the year. This game right here was my favorite game of the season. This was fun. It did not end the way that I wanted it to, but the Lions have a chance of going to the Super Bowl, and they wanted to win this game. It's not like they had the backup quarterback, the backup running back. They didn't have any receivers out there, nobody on the defensive line. They were playing to win this game, and we pushed them to the third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever you want to say. And it's a moral victory. You can't put that in the sports page tomorrow. You're not going to be able to read it, especially with the final score the way it is. It sucks. Jake Moody, I don't know. I don't want to drag the guy through the streets. But when they scored the touchdown, when Dobbs ran it in, it was fun seeing Dobbs and Jennings out there, the old Tennessee Falls, just hooking each other up. And it took 2 passes before I was like, oh, shit, I remember this. But when Dobbs scored the touchdown, the first thing I thought of was like, okay, Moody, go out there and save your job. And then he missed the extra point. I was thinking about the onside kick. I wasn't even thinking about the extra point. Just kick the damn point, man. Then he just kicked the ball on the onside kick. I understand there's only been 3 onside kicks recovered, but you at least got to give your team a chance. He just kicked the ball out of bounds. And it's almost like he's never done it before. And you know damn well that they practice that shit all the time. I don't know. Niners probably get another kicker. I had said for years, why don't you draft a kicker? Why don't you draft a kicker? You get a good one. You know that you're going to have them, on the team for 10 plus years, instead of going out and getting like these old veterans that you get 2 years out of them. Phil Dawson, Akers. Niners had some really good kickers that a couple of years were kind of the MVP of the team. And shoot, I wish I could remember the guy's name who came over from the Browns. He was really good too. But we finally go out and we draft a kicker. We're 2 years in. I understand there's not a lot of young kickers in the league. They're always like old veterans that seem like they've been in the league for 15 years. I don't know where they go. And then they come back, like in between college and being these vets. But I'd be surprised if Moody kicks for the 49ers next season. That's just me. I don't know who they're going to get, who they're going to sign, who they'll bring in, if they'll try and draft another one. But this was a fun game. We did not win. We lost our 10th game of the season, but I can say I'm proud of the team for losing the way that they did. We'll have to see what's going on with Purdy. 2 years ago, we had the off season where it was almost like we didn't even know if he was going to be able to throw the football again because he came back from the injury in the NFC Championship game. This looks like something in his arm/hand. They kind of were making it seem like it was more of an arm problem. Him not being able to grip the ball. Gripping the ball makes me think of his hands like his fingers. So I don't know. He just took a hard sack. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back. I don't want to see Josh Dobbs play this last game against Arizona. I'm not saying this is a must-win game, but I want to win this game against Arizona. I want Brock Purdy out there. Let's go.